Welcome back to Tennis Manager episode 52. Next up is the French Open, but first the French Open qualifiers, where Cross, Noel, and Nava all have to try to navigate that one with a rank not quite high enough to make the tournament proper outright. Nava and Noel not far from it, but not in it. So it's going to give us 3 qualifying days, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. You've got to get through all 3 to make the tournament proper. Nava out in that first qualifier, but Cross and Noel both progress to the second one. Cross out in the second, down to just Noel, who's also out in the second. So a first and 2 second qualifying exits, not great. The pay is going to be just mediocre from that one. So Nava brings in 7,000, 15 for Cross, and 8,000 for Noel. About 30K total. As we enter the tournament proper, let's first keep an eye on our seeded players and see if any of them have been knocked out. And Linda Fruhvirtova is the first one to go down, as is Kalinina. That's definitely your easiest portion of the bracket right now, is you're going to get 4 players just about outside of the top 100, with one of them reaching, or a couple of them reaching the round of 32, and one of them guaranteed to reach the round of 16. Mboka also goes down, 15th ranked player. Kruger, number 12 overall, has gone down. Not 12. I don't have dyslexia, but apparently I do. I do not. Number 21, ranked seed-wise, anyway. And that brings us into the bottom portion of the bracket. So what is that? 4 upsets, 2 of them in the same chunk of the bracket. So we're looking at Kasinseva's been upset. Raducanu has been upset, so again we've got a double set of that, but at least in this case Machova, just outside of the seeded players, is the one who's caused that upset and is certainly now the favorite to make that round of 16. And then finally we get into the portion of the bracket that has not been played, and coming up on King versus Sofia Kenin. Much harder first round match than what we would have in the second round match, but we should be the favorites. But this is saying that she's in better form. Where's our bad form coming from? We have not played poorly at all. Balanced match, and she beat us the one time we played last year in LA in a round of 64. I am going to simulate this is a nervous first round. And it's nervous that our form is somehow poor. But we do win in 3 sets, 3-6, 6-3, 6-4, just 51%. 183 points played and only a +5 in that. Each of them having a rough time with service, similar with winners with a -2. Unforced errors was identical. The advantage was in the forced errors. That's where we won this thing with a +7 in that department. Short rallies did not go our way. Medium rallies was almost perfectly balanced. Long rallies, where it should be our advantage, actually was. Normally it's not when we look at that. So that sets up second round matches for us, but for others they're already pushing into that round of 32 with our higher seeded ones still going through, but Anisimova getting upset by Nagonye. Both players, qualifiers outside of the top 100 through there. Leah Fernandez with the upset over Havlakova. Pagula with the upset over Wang. Samsonova knocked off by Niemeyer. Bielik with the upset over Emerson Jones, as we definitely start to narrow things down a little bit further. And as we get into our same bottom portion of the bracket now, still on round of 64. The first upset is just above us with Bartkova being upset by Iala. Just below us, Benchik has been upset by Babel. Navarro has been upset by Kostovic. The other favorites have all gone through. But our path just got a hell of a lot easier than it did in the first round, with this round being a much easier opponent and the round of 32 being a somewhat easier opponent. Kinoshita, we've gone up against once. We won. It's balanced, but we should win and do. Kind of close, though. Certainly a tiebreaker makes it much closer, but we do win in straight sets. 55% of the points won, just a +1 in the winners. Unforced errors was identical, and forced errors was +12. So there was the real difference between the pair, which then gave us a significant advantage in long rallies. So as we start narrowing down to the round of 16. Swiatek still the favorite. Osaka will have a good advantage in her match. A 3-18 matchup. 66-31 matchup. 17-7. That's definitely one of the hardest dual high-ranking matchups we've seen so far. Easy one right there with a 75-201. And we're down to the bottom 4. So what we have for us is King and Iala, the Filipina. We will go head-to-head with her, where Efremova is the favorite to be our opponent in the round of 16, and that's where it's going to get tough, and continues to be kind of the point, right? Until we really make our way into the top 10, I don't think we're going to start being a favorite to make quarterfinals. Round of 16 is about where we're expected to make it tournament by tournament by tournament. Efremova will be tough. But Vekic and Brenda Fervertova still both going in the other end. We've only faced Iala once, Miami Open last year. So the 1000 tournament, we won in 3 sets in the first round against Iala. I've had Iala on the team multiple times in past editions of Tennis Manager. Balanced match should advance. We're still going to take it, even though it's round of 32. We're still going to take it this way. And we are through. 6-4, 4-6, 6-3. Close match. 55% won, though. Big advantage in service as we made no faults. Winners +2. Unforced errors +12. There's the big difference with a slender +4 in forced errors. But again, longer rallies. We've done well in this tournament at least. 4 out of 6 quarterfinal positions have been decided with ranked players, seeded players. So that brings us down to the last quarterfinal matchup. And from our portion of the bracket, we are guaranteed 1 seeded player and a further one who will not. So we are looking at, 5? 5 of the 8 quarterfinal spots are going to be seeded players. That gives us a pretty dang good chance to see a semifinal if we can get past Efremova, because Leila Fernandez and Kasatkina are good players both in the top 50, but they're the kind of players we could and definitely more often than not beat. Efremova is a player who is still going to more often than not beat us, though. You can see how balanced Efremova is, but not excelling in any particular way. As for my web, that court coverage is, phenomenal. The consistency is matching Efremova, but we are still lagging behind in so many other places. The physical and mental strengths are, amazing, but that technical lagging behind is still a real problem. I've already brought the drop shot from an 8 up to a 9 ahead of this tournament. We are 4 stars now, finally, as a player, so we are finally worthy of a player in the top. Wow, gosh, I checked it a while back. We were the only 3.5-star player in the first 60, 65 ranked players, and we were all the way up inside the top 20 at that time. We're even further now, but now we are 4 stars, and there's plenty of 4-star players around the top 50. But still, with 11s, 12s, and 13s making up the vast majority of those technical attributes, I'd say maybe an 11 closing in on a 12 as our average. It's still not sufficient, and right now, the form is okay, but it's not great. 2-0 all-time. Last year's we haven't played Efremova in years. 25 and 26 in the U.S. Open Junior quarterfinals was the last time we played. We've won both times in 3 sets, but it was ages ago. Big crowd for this round of 16 match at the French Open, and yeah, I'm good on clay. That is one thing to consider, because our next tournament, Wimbledon, our next slam anyway, is our weak point of the season, and expectations are going to be much lower for that one. Today, fitness-wise, slight advantage, but Efremova at more than 90% is not going to suffer during this match. Good chance here early on with a couple misses. In fact, all of it's been misses. There hasn't been a winner yet. There's been 3 misses so far from the pair, and there's the first winner of the day, and King has break point. was a good serve. Unlucky not to get a piece of that line or not get the call, as she might have gotten a piece of the line. But after yet another miss, 4th out of the 5 points, luckily it's Efremova with 3 of those misses, and we break her in the first game, already taking control of the match, at least early on. Now it's going to be important to follow that up with winning serve, and we've had a really poor start to that with love 30 so far. Oh, love 40. Gosh, that was awful. King, what is going on? I swear, we've had matches of late. There's a winner. Another break point, though. I mean, from love 40, that's a terrible position to be in. Ooh. Thought that was going to land in. King lets it go. It ends up going out. Now 30-40. Another mistake, and we're back in it. Deuce. Big crowd. Energetic crowd. Advantage. What a run of points here after a terrible start, losing those first 3 points. We've taken 4 straight. And are now on the verge of going up 2 games. Nice placement there. We are kind of in control on this one. It really could go either way. And yes, we did have control of that one as we hit a winner and go up 2 games. Great start. Oh, unlucky. I'd say Efremova's probably had 2 bad calls that she could claim already. Looks like a double fault. That was on the line as well. Advantage. We have another chance to break her again. She draws level. We're back to deuce, but... Ooh, nice winner there, though. Very nice winner there. Do a little bit better the next time around serving. We do. That was a pretty comfortable game win. We only gave up 1 point, and so 3-1 now. 3 games to 1. And 30-40 advantage. We had another break point there. Another advantage again. Massive, nasty serve. Skies it. And we are on advantage and a little bit on the front foot here. And yes, 4 games to 1. Looks like we are headed for a first set victory, most likely. Far from being done, but at 5 games won. And love 30. And another ball into the net. It's set point. We are totally in control. The 1 game she won, we very nearly won. And while we've had a couple close game victories, most of it's been pretty easy. I'd say 3 or 4 of those games were quite easy. Let's speed up this second set a little bit. We open with a service victory and for a moment had a chance to break her, had a second chance at it, but she eventually draws level. Oh, and she breaks us for the first time out of nowhere. She snuck up on that one. 3 games too. Come on. Come on, King. She's got her back up against the wall, and she's making the best of the situation. Here we are, love 30. Got on the back foot, but I think we're back into kind of a neutral state here. Nice. 15-30. We need this game if we're going to win in 2 sets. Dropping 2-5 would pretty much assure that we would lose this set. Oh, thought we had the winner there, and she's right down the line, but we do come back really well. That was a hard-fought point, but we win that point. 30 all. 40-30. Nice serve. Gets me on the front foot, but we put a little spin on that ball. Make it awkward for her, but we didn't do anything special with it. But how did she reach that ball? We take it, though. It's 4-3. It's 4-3. We really needed that one. Now, out of nowhere, she suddenly had a couple easy victories, and here she is. It's love 40. Like, she's on the verge of doing that to us the 3rd time in a row, and it's now up 5 games 3. We drop the first point, but we draw level. Mistake there, but we draw level again. Then she goes long, and we're up 40-30. Oh! Boy, that is close. That X is definitely touching the line, but is the center of the X touching the line? Harder to tell from here without... Oh, it's right on it. It's right on it. Look at all those calls we've had that have been not given. You got 3 very solid ins that have been given as out. Yikes, including that one. Including that one. That meant it was right on the line. So we should have won the game by now. So if we don't take this game, we've got this game. I would have been very disappointed. So we still have that chance, but we have to break her here. Otherwise, the set is over. All for naught. Efremova controlled that point throughout. We were not fully back foot, but she definitely was playing on the front foot, and we were playing kind of neutral there. Can't reach that one. And we trail 30 love. Oh, another mistake. That one's definitely long. And now it's 40 love, and now it's set point. Big trouble here. Really hard to come back. And it's level, 1 set apiece. As much as we have been in control, and I think we are way ahead statistically. Yeah, 55%. She's got 5 double faults. -5 on winners. The unforced errors, +11. +4 on the forced errors. Like, where in the world is she in this match? There's no sign of it. We have been in firm control, but it's 1 set all. With service and the mistake. Let's speed it up for a couple of games. She breaks us. Wow. 2nd set in a row that we've come out not swinging. We've come out swing and miss. She's going to win this match. She's going to win this match. Really don't know what to do. I mean, statistically, we're doing everything we should be doing. We're just not performing well on the serve here lately. If there's any chance left, this is a must-win, even though we are on the return. I feel like we've made a lot of unforced errors. Statistically, we've made like 8. And we certainly haven't had a bunch of forced errors either, so not sure where that's going. What I'm seeing visually is not what happened, but at 5-1, this is done. We are going to be out of this tournament in the round of 16. It looked like we were going to win comfortably the way that first set went. Statistically, the way this match has gone, we should have won comfortably. Nice serve. Good winner to stay alive there. Let's at least push it to 1 more game, right? Out. Deuce. Well wide. Not close. I know she had a couple calls early that were poor. We've clearly had a few. Nice. Okay, we do get that game. Okay, we're still at 52%. She's closed that gap here. We've only hit the net twice. That's really helpful. Ooh, this is increased by a lot, though. 6? 6 clearly in balls that have been called out for King. As for Efremova, 2 on the back line. That's it. 2. 2. Right? That one's just off. That one was in and played. She just didn't win the point. I turned around and got the winner right after. So just 2. She's got a lot of close misses, but she's only got 2 all game, and we're at 6. So we've been hard done by when it comes to referees in this one. Bad luck. And it is deuce. She had a match point a little bit ago, but we're in a great position to take this. Wow. Wow. What in the world was that? That was such an easy finish, and we've completely missed it. And she's turned around and won it. We're out. Payout's nice at 49,000. Performance is just disappointing. Statistically, we should have won that match. Until the last couple of games, we should have won it pretty comfortably, even. And came up short. We absolutely dominated that first set. And then just a couple little mistakes, self-inflicted, and we lose serve games And we kept challenging to break her over and over and over again, but couldn't break her. And those couple of games we would give up would just flip the set in her direction, and she did that twice in a row and got us. Those calls, I don't know when they happened. I don't know how impactful they were on those particular games. Statistically, we should have won. Those calls definitely didn't help, but I don't know if they had anything to do with the outcome or not. Ultimately, though, it's still a good result, and ultimately, I still don't feel like we are ready to win a slam yet. Like, we still need that. What did I say? We're at about a 12 now, average on the technicals. I think we need to pick that up. We need to get that to a 14 or a 15, and then I think we're winning a slam, winning everything, getting towards number one ranking type scenario, certainly climbing in the top 10. We're not far from climbing into the top 10. I think we're getting pretty close to start consistently getting that a little bit further, getting that occasional, and maybe even at some point squeezing in that victory while not quite there. Like, I think we should win once we get to 15s, because you had a +2 in form and you're at +17, and with 20s in virtually everything else and good tactics, that should be enough. But at 12, pushing it up to about 14s just makes us good. Just makes us very good. Makes us right where we belong. But that was kind of a disappointing lost match. But the month just started and we already nearly broke even for the month. We're back over 400k. But that is going to do it for this episode. I'm Decathlon Gamer. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Have a good one. Be safe out there. Bye for now.